Yes, yes, folks, what's up? Spirified soldier in the house, about to speak about the negativity. For real though, people be acting like alien. For real though, people be acting like alien. What's the matter, bro? Are you a zero? Now you talking that trash like you some hero. Ain't no problem here, you starting madness though, losing your mind and seeking help from a professional. You never learn your lesson, crimes with no confession. You wonder why I chose not to show regression. Ain't no need for stressing, no button pressing. See this path that I walk, I stick to it with no regression. Mental depression got you thinking the things you ought not, got you slipping and tripping. Now you caught on the spot, red-handed with denial. Never speaking the truth, you lie like a reptile. Don't ever say I never told ya. People be acting like idiot. Don't ever say I never told ya. I speak truth. This is Spirit Fire Soldier. But what's the deal though? People be acting like idiot. Hey, don't ever say I never told ya. I speak truth. This is Spirit Fire Soldier. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with visuals. Still dealing with an illness. I don't know what's wrong with me. But who cares? So what? So I'll just get to it. So what was on my mind? Just before I hit the record button, I was thinking about people's reactions to me as of late, which are identical to the reactions I get from people in my past. One of the things that I hear people telling me is, well, people aren't like you. They don't think like you. They don't see things like you. They don't have a mind like you. People aren't like you. And it's like, well, no kidding. Of course. What is your point? See, what they mean to say is, well, you think things this way. You see things that way. You exist this way. You know, you understand things that way. And that's you. Other people aren't like you. They're not going to see things your way. They're not going to think the way you do. We're not going to be like you. And so, my thing with that is like, okay, what's your point? Because no one in the world is like me. There's nothing in existence that is like me. So, yes, you're right. Why would I disagree with that? That is absolutely true. Absolutely. But what is your point? I said something from my dome, from my God-given brain, and you don't like it. You disagree with it. And so your excuse for disliking it is that you see things differently. You're not like me, or people are not like me. Duh. So what? What's your point? We're all different. So what? What is your point? So, at this point, you might say, well, Spiritfire Soldier, what is your point? Glad you asked. My point is, why state the obvious? We're all different from each other. We all see things differently. So what? You can't use that as an argument. You can't use that as an excuse. You know? So what? I'm sure that the reason why you listening to me right now or watch any of my videos is for a different point of view. So why in the world is people not seeing things like me, thinking like me, being like me, not anything like me? Why should that even be an issue? When the whole point is to see a different point of view. And for those with a keen mind out there, I'm sure you can see already in my words what's being pointed out without me pointing it out. You see, we live in a society that has programmed us to think along the terms of sameness. Yes, that's right. Hive mind mentality. Insects, animals, subhuman. You exist here on Earth for the sole purpose of transcending that mentality, not resorting to it, not regressing. You are to be more human, be beyond human, transcend humanity, not be enslaved by it. So, say something different, something you haven't heard, something you don't even like because it's too different. You can't process it or you don't wish to, whatever the case is, when you tell me, well, people are not like you. They don't think like you. They don't see the way you do. You're telling me that you cannot handle a different point of view. And even worse, you're enslaved to a certain point of view. You've been programmed with that point of view. And you find that I am a threat to that programming. You're in shackles. And I come along with the key. Snatched it from the guardsman and said, shush, I'm here to free you. I'm sneaking around the guardsmen. I knocked some of them out. And they don't know about the jailbreak. And I come to you with the key. And those of you who are enslaved to your matrix of ideas and points of view and ways of living, your paradigm, whatever, you feel threatened by the key because you're so used to being shackled. You're so used to being a certain way, thinking a certain way, doing certain things in certain ways. You get the picture? So I show you the key and I go for the shackles, one person at a time. And each time the hand just slaps away the key. Smack, pling, 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 pling. And each time I have to pick up the key and go to the next prisoner, the next slave, the next insect, and open the shackles. Slap, pling, 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 pling. Bling, 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 bling. So I go pick up the key again, go to the next person, and I'll go down the row until I realize that everyone here has slapped away the key. And it's like, oh, I get it. I totally get it. See, you were trained, if not raised, to exist in this realm and be comfortable with it. To be comfortable with the shackles. Because it's normal. It's comfortable. But most importantly, it's normal. This is the way things are. And when someone comes along that is unshackled, you look at him like he's crazy. Hey, would you look at that? He's unshackled. Isn't that funny? The other guy's, ha ha. Yes, it's funny. Why isn't he shackled like us? He's different, isn't he? The first guy's like, yes, he is. He's very different. I would say that he's psycho. You're not allowed to, move about. You're supposed to be shackled and remain in place like the rest of us. The second guy's like, yeah. What the heck is wrong with you, man? Get back in gear. Go sit back to your spot and put back on your shackles. And the first guy's like, yeah, go back to where you came from. But the free man's like, yo, I didn't originate on this ship, but I came here so that you too may also be free. But every last one of you have slapped away the key. What am I to do? I'm trying to help you. And all the people in shackles shouting an uproar. Everyone's upset and murmuring and booing and, you know, they don't agree with the fella, and that's fine. But here's the deal. The free man's like, okay, I get it, I get the picture. You don't want your freedom. That's fine. And so the insects, the slaves, the prisoners are like, oh, people don't see things the way you do. They don't think like you do. We do not live the way you do. And the free man's like, yes, I know. I know, what's your point? So there's the answer. The point is, they wish not to be free. So, the people in shackles are like, leave us alone, you fool. We don't wish to be free. This is where we belong and here we stay. Leave us alone, go. We wish not to accept what you have to give us. Go away. We do not like you. We do not like the way you think. We don't like the way you are, who you are. Just go. Leave us alone. So the free man's like, fine, I'll leave you alone. Bye. And walks away. And then there's murmurings and chatter behind the free man's back. But the free man's gone now. And the guardsmen that were incapacitated, knocked out, whatever, they come to consciousness, looking around like, what the heck just happened? They look around, they see nothing strange. Oh, I must have drank too much of that rum and passed out. The guardsmen make their rounds, sit behind the table, kick his legs up on the table and read a book by the candlelight in this shadowy room of slaves sitting along the floor against the wall with their shackles. Clinkety clink clink. Where's the free man? He sneaked away, and no one could find him. See, people get uncomfortable when there's an attempt to wake them up out of their realm, out of the matrix, out of the mother's womb, out of the womb of ignorance and stupidity. They don't like that because it's like, if they should ever become free, what then? What to do? Where do we go from here? And who will lead us? You, free man? I don't know, maybe. I was just trying to give you something beautiful. Freedom. But you don't want it. See, freedom means that once the shackles fall off, you can do what you want. Be how you want. Go where you want. Learn what you want. Love what you want. Who you want. Live where you want. Freedom. But even if I gave you the key and unlock your shackles for you, even, what would you do with that freedom? Quickly would look for a leader, someone to follow, because you don't have a mind of your own. You don't know what to do with that freedom. Quickly you want to follow the man that freed you. It was like, the free man's like, hey, I'm just a messenger. I'm just here to give you the message of freedom. To unlock those shackles and let you go. What you do with yourself, that's on you from this point onward. Oh, we can't do that, free man. We can't. Why not? Because we're so used to this that if we actually accepted your gift of freedom, where will we go? What will we do? Who will we meet? The unknown is too vast for us to process and accept. It's okay, free man. Just leave us alone. We're okay where we are. We know what to expect here. It's normal. So yes, I said all this to say that I know that people don't see the way I see things, think the way I think, do what I do, believe what I believe, and yada yada, yakety smackety, blah blah blah. But what's the point? No one is the same. We live in a world that programs us to desire sameness, to desire equality, to be clones, to be insects, to be indistinguishable from each other. So much so that when someone comes around and has a different point of view, you get angry and you shout out in terror, all out of fear of someone or something that is different from you. And instead of giving that someone or something different from you a chance to learn from it, to grow, see what it's about, and find out for yourself if it is actually something for you or not, you rather dismiss it, argue, and debate. Make demands. Show me the proof. Why should I show you any proof? I ask. Because if you can't show any evidence of what you're saying, if you can't show any proof, then it's not true. How would you know if it's not true? If you're not used to seeing outside of the box that you live in, slave, if you are not used to seeing beyond the shackles, how can you possibly know if what I have that is so different from what everyone in the world thinks and feels and experience and know and so different from how they live? If everyone in the world is so different from me, then how can you possibly know that what I'm telling you isn't true when all you know are the shackles and the shackled life? Give it a try and see. In fact, with your demands of me showing and proving, because I always hear that from one man or another, one woman or another. I've heard it throughout my life. If that is your demand, that I must show you evidence and prove to you that what I'm saying is true, then with your disagreement or your resistance to what I bring to you, why can you not show evidence and prove that what you say is true? Is it because you know that what I delivered to you is true and you wish to deny it? Why not obey the demand you put on me and provide your evidence and show your proof? Is it because you know that what you have in your head is untrue? Because saying goes either way. But you have to discriminate. You have to accuse me of being false. But you have nothing to back yourself up with. And yet you demand that I back up what I say. See, the thing is your word against mine and mine against yours. The only question is who's telling the truth and who is false. But I guess you'll never know, because you rather live in shackles. You don't feel like you have the freedom to learn something different. You feel like you don't have the freedom to give something new a try, something different. And when I present to you, it's nothing new, to be honest with you. But it's ignorance nonetheless to resist. And that's fine. So here's another situation concerning that. I am told, well, go ahead and teach your truth, brother. Go ahead and teach your truth, friend. My truth. So, in other words, what I know myself to believe is only true to me. Therefore, whatever anyone else knows what he or she to believe is true to only he or she. Interesting. Because if that were actually true, if that is a true statement, then when and if I actually do speak my mind from what I know and what I've learned from life experiences and such, which can't deny are true because they are my life experience and such, then why, when I share these experiences, when I share my truths, as you say, why is there a disagreement? See, if I own those truths and they're only true to me, then there would be no reason for you to combat them, right? I can already hear random people saying, no, that's incorrect. Because if we know it not to be true, then we have a right to disagree. Sure. Believe what you wish. But it makes no sense because you're defeating your argument when you already declared it to be my truth. In other words, it's not the truth. It's not true for everyone. It's only true for you. So I guess this is going right back to that same argument with, well, not everyone is like you. Not everyone thinks like you and see like you and do the things you do. No one else is anything like you. So if everyone's different from each other and everyone speaks from their own point of view, from their truth, his or her truth, then why is there any disagreement at all? If you really believe that that's that person's truth, then you would agree that whatever he or she is saying is true to he or she. So it really leaves no room for argument, because you can't bash what is true to that person. King minds have already figured this out at this point, but I'm just going to say it. That's the nature of diversity. Once again, you hear what I'm saying now, you watch my videos, or any interaction with me whatsoever, it's all for the sake of the beauty and the attractive mystery of natural diversity. You would not engage me if I spoke things that is true for everyone. You would not. You would protest, disagree, hate, and despise if I spoke something that is true for everyone. Simply because of the fact that despite you being in shackles, you know deep down inside, you cherish your personal sense of diversity, your personal uniqueness. You know deep down inside that you abhor sameness. You know deep down inside that you are a unique being, and that there is no one in the universe that is like you, thinks like you, see the same things as you, do what you do, live like how you do. So, with that understood, how can you combat my existence when I'm the same thing? Unique. And yet people combat me daily. Combat me against what they claim is my truth, not the truth. But if it's unique to me, it's true to me, and it cannot be disputed. You see, they speak as though I'm speaking a truth for everyone. And if that's actually what I'm doing, and if that's what it is that people protest against and say, well, I disagree, and now you can't handle the debate because I'm calling you out. You're a liar. You're false. The stuff you're saying is untrue. Right after you got finished saying, well, that's your truth. I mean, do you see the absurdity in that? If I'm not speaking on what's true for everyone, then there would be no reason for debate, no reason for argument, no reason for protest. There wouldn't be this anger and frustration and calling people out. Because the proper attitude to that is, well, that's what's true to you. And that's fine. You're a unique individual, and you're speaking from your own personal experiences and what you learned in life as an individual. And that's unique to you and your realm and your reality. And here's mine. There would be no argument. There would be no dispute. We would get along. But no, we're not getting along because I spoke a certain truth that, in all actuality, you do agree with. And that's why you dispute. That's why you resist. That's why you debate and argue and fight. Like those slaves that kept slapping away the key, denying their freedom. You know it's true that you're a slave. Because when the free man brought you that key, you knew right then what was happening. That's freedom. That's a key from one of the guards. From the people on this ship that are oppressing us. That's a key. And this brave man put down the guards. No one suspected a thing. Sneaky guy. Clever guy. And he brought us a key. You knew when you saw that key what was going to happen. That key is going to open our shackles and we will be free. But no, I don't want that. I like the way I think. I like the way I see things. I'm okay with it. I'm comfortable with it. I like the way I live. I like the way I am because it's normal. Get away from here, free man. We don't need you or your key. That's exactly what's happening here. See, if I was speaking from my own truth, what's true to me, there would be no threat. There would be no key to slap away. In fact, the key would be false. In fact, there would be no guardsman. No key, no guardsman, no key ring, no shackles, no ship, no slaves, nothing. It was just all a figment from your mind. But you know that's bull. You know. That's why you resist. Because if it wasn't true, there would be no need to argue. In other words, if it doesn't exist, if there's no substance, there would be no room or reason for resistance. If there was an object that was invisible, and there were heavy winds blowing through the area, that wind would move against that invisible object. Now, a person may not be able to see that object, but it doesn't mean that it isn't there. So, if it's not real to you, if someone's so-called truth, if someone's truth, his or her truth, isn't real to you, there would be no reason to object to it. No reason to go against it. No reason to fight, argue, or protest. You simply move on and not mind it, because for you, it is false. For you, it is untrue. The reason why you move against it is because it's true.